All right, I think it is. So
Okay. It says it's live. It says it's live. All right. I got the little red light is flying over there. So,
well, everybody, welcome back to the show this morning. It is Labor Day Monday, and we are
woo,
laboring over getting
yeah.
this show together. We're a little bit late because life gets in the way.
Yes, it
And
does.
my son was like, we have practice. I was like, what kind of coach has practice on Labor Day Monday? Doesn't he understand us parents have worked, we've toiled, we're exhausted,
We don't
and we
have
need a
anything
day?
left.
Don't they know we run a farmer's market on Sunday and we are tired?
Do you really you run the
The
farm?
Mashpee Farmers Market is ours. Yes.
Oh my god, I
It's
didn't
a
know that.
Lemonadio production.
How am I, where have I been?
I don't know.
This is why I need to come back.
You've buggered off for a little bit too long and you have no idea what's happening in the land of Lemonadio.
I
A place, a
guess.
foundation of which you were part of the very start of.
I know.
A lot of people haven't seen you in a long time or heard your voice.
I know. Did you guys miss me?
We did. We have not checked in, nothing. You were on the air hard with us
Hard.
at the very beginning, and you were, changing some programming and doing your own thing. And Jalen was on the mic and
It was a thing.
having a good time. And then you just disappeared.
Yeah. Well, we were just saying, life does show up. And I'm back. But I did kind of like disappear for a little bit. Life really showed up for me in like a traumatic way.
We don't love that, but I'm glad that
No.
you're here sharing that with us.
Yes, I mean, we got to be real, right? Raw and real. And because, listen, life isn't all peaches and rainbows. We all have things that come our way in life. And this is why I am back, because it's so important to me that I share my story and help other people not get as low as I did.
We'll talk about where you went
So
as much as you want. You don't have to give me the dirty.
Most people know I'm a pretty open book. I like to be as real as I can. So basically, at the very end of 2021 is when things kind of started to spiral. I met someone and it seemed all good in the beginning, and before I knew it, it happened so fast. I was in a very toxic, unhealthy relationship that I see now. And it's funny because I was kind of like seeing it happen when it was happening, but sometimes you're so far in it, you can't get out of it.
Yeah.
But it literally drained the life out of me. You could I look at pictures now of like 2022, 2023, and even at the end of 2020.
I don't even feel like I saw you in those years.
No, and that's the other thing is I was telling Stephanie before we got on the air that I just went so far from who I was and who I really am that I was almost ashamed to be seen, because I had worked so hard for over a decade, almost a decade, to get my life under control and get my body in a healthy state, and learning how to stabilize blood sugar and working hard on my fitness and being this health pro Jen. And it's like, what kind of health pro would I be if I didn't look the part?
I think we're so obsessed with that at this point in time. What's up, Dave? Happy Labor Day Monday to you, sir. I was at a wedding yesterday, and congratulations, T&B, by the way. Very beautiful ceremony. Thank you very much for sharing it with us. But I was talking to another Jen friend of mine, and I was like, oh, she looks really good. What is she doing? And she's like, oh, she's vegan now and she doesn't drink. And then I was like, oh, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
and
we
then
can talk about that too.
And then I looked at my friend Jen and she goes, oh, I'm going with the shots because that's just easier for me and I'm cheating. And I'm like, whatever. I mean, however anybody does it, I'm not ever going to say you're doing it wrong. I'm not health pro Jen.
Yeah, I'll be in a gentle way. When I'm going to be, I'm going back into coaching clients, and if someone came to me with that information, I would just ask them, do I have permission to speak freely? Because I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear.
Right.
I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. And not only am I a nutritionist, but I'm also a registered nurse, going back to school for my doctor's of nursing practice.
Love this. Look at you.
I'm like all the way back and going beyond. But there's so many issues with those shots, and anything that gives you a quick fix kind of mentality or idea, like run.
Yeah.
Okay. Because there is no quick fix.
Mm-hmm.
If there was a healthy quick fix, we'd all be doing it.
Yeah.
but there is
Well,
no
and
quick
that's why I
fix.
think that the shots are attractive because it's just
Right.
some way to shut off your appetite. And everyone's like, oh, yay. Okay, let's
And
do that.
that's where the misinformation and the miseducation and the mindsets have to come in. And this is why my coaching experience with you this time is going to be so much different, because before I was so focused on the food, right? Like
Yeah.
focused on what should you, how do you pair your food, your macros
Well,
together.
every
And
trainer I've ever worked with in my entire life, and there have been many, and I, for whatever reason, have 47 fitness professionals that
Mhm.
are my friends. They all look great. I rebuff them. But what they say, muscles are made in the kitchen.
So yeah, you can't outrun your fork, right? So I've always focused on food, but here's the problem, and this is where I needed to get more training and more education on my part. I didn't realize going into it back then how much was a mindset issue.
Mm,
There's so many mindset issues, even with myself. I mean, I struggled for the last 3 years with my own mindset. But a lot of people have this mindset that it's easy. I'll just take the shot. I'll just cut calories or restrict, and then you may end up looking great or good, but you feel horrible. And not
yeah.
only that, how much you weigh doesn't mean you're healthy.
No, that is 100%. I realized that when I was in the military, very
Yep.
early age, where I never made weight. I always had to be taped because I was perfect for. They ended up using me for a couple of um fit for our uniforms. So
Hmm.
physically, I was fit. I was full of muscle. I
Yeah.
had tons of muscle,
And
and it made me
muscle.
very heavy.
Yeah. Well, muscle.
We're heavy people.
I've always been, and that's part of my story. If I was to get into all the where my relationship with food issues started,
Yeah,
but I've always been a thicker girl. But here's the thing: muscle and fat. No matter how much fat or muscle you have, if you have 5 pounds of muscle and 5 pounds of fat, you still have 5 pounds. So
right,
it doesn't weigh more, but lean muscle, it looks better.
right.
It's denser. So, you could be 185 pounds of muscle and you'd be 185 pounds of higher body fat
Right,
percent.
but your sizes and your measurements are very
And yes,
different.
and you could also be 190 pounds, be eating to stabilize your blood sugar and your hormones be in balance, and you look good, but you also feel good and you're really healthy. Or you could be 180 pounds of solid muscle, doing all the things you think are right, and you could be actually causing damage to your body.
Good morning, Amy, Vanessa, Diana. Thank you so much for joining us on the show this morning. We
Good
got
morning.
Health Pro Jen is back, and she is
Fired
here
up.
sharing some of her story and where she's kind of been swirling for the last few years.
Yes.
And I'm really glad that you're here. Everyone says the cobbler's kids, right? The cobbler's kids has the worst shoes. Like I definitely believe in that. When you are in your profession, you're the last one to do it for yourself. And I love that you have come in and this morning you immediately have, it's not jargon, but it's like the things that you're believing in. And you said 100 days of 1%,
Yes.
100 days of 1%. What does that mean?
So when we talk about with the mindsets and when we talk about 1%, the program that I have is we start at 100 days.
Okay.
So
Like
for
that's your goal. I'm going to sit down with the journal. It's 100 days. We're going to do this program.
so the journaling is a part of it if that's something that you choose, and that's good
I
to.
hate it.
You don't have to do it though. That's the thing. This is what
But
I
I
love.
feel like it makes me do it.
So here's the thing. The 100 days of 1% is we're going to take you where you are, wherever you are, whatever you're able to do, ready, willing, and able to do. And that's going to look different for everybody. This isn't a cookie cutter program. This is meeting people where they are, asking that, I really take time with each person,
Yeah.
where are you? Like, what are you able to do? What are you willing to do? What are you ready to do? And I explain the program to them. I teach them about blood sugar and how blood sugar stabilization also will help balance your hormones, which a lot of us women, especially in our 40s, going into perimenopause and menopause, need
Do you
this.
have an hour for that conversation? Because I think a lot of us are reaching that space going, I don't even know what to do with
Well,
this.
listen, there's a lot of things coming down the pipeline for Health Pro Gen. I'm going to be doing a health and wellness expo in November in P-Town. I'm really excited about
Love
that.
that.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. And there's going to be a lot of events. I'm hoping to get some events going in Boston area too. So I'm excited. But the 1% at a time is such an important thing, because I think when you have the all or nothing mentality, I think you set yourself up to fail.
Yeah.
And that's why diets suck.
Yeah.
This is why diets don't work. restriction doesn't work, counting calories doesn't work, counting points doesn't yourself up to fail, and you're causing your body to go into metabolic chaos by constantly doing these things that are actually damaging your body.
Yeah.
And the 1% at a time is every day you show up for yourself. And
Yeah.
let's just change it 1% at a time. Can you do 1%? Can
Yes,
you give
I
yourself
can.
5 to 10 minutes every day? What can you do to show up for yourself? And sometimes, like for me, I literally started, my 1% was I couldn't even focus on the food at first. I just needed to like literally get my mind back and just pull myself out of this dark place. You got any people coming
Oh
over here
yeah, we
asking
got
questions?
Jamie. What's
I
up?
would love to hear questions if people have them. I'm happy to answer them. But my 1% at a time was I just needed to like make a decision, and I just talked to myself like, okay, what am I ready, willing, and able to do? I was embarrassed to go to the gym again
Why?
because I just, and this is something that I'm glad I went through it because I'm going to be able to coach people through this.
Yeah.
I think because I had worked so hard for so long and I had spent almost 10 years, you know, I was fit, I was healthy, I was literally doing everything I was supposed to be doing for my body. And then when life showed up for me so hard between, the things with my son and then like the relationship stuff, I
Yeah, you
didn't
had a
care.
lot.
I was in survival mode. And listen, like that happens. Life, sometimes all you can do is survive. And that's normal.
What strikes me as bizarre is that you were such a person for body positivity. You
Mhm.
have always been, if you've not followed her on TikTok and the others, like doing handstands, doing all kinds of things. Your body wouldn't, if you saw you walking down the street, you'd go, she could never do that. She was crushing it.
Yeah.
And you were really in a space where you felt really good about yourself, no matter what the outside skin looked like.
Yes. I think if you had understood, if you had had a bird's eye view of what I was going through, when you're in a toxic relationship, when that person that you're spending most of your time with is unhealthy themselves,
Yeah.
mentally, physically, um, and you like, I feel like I almost had like a savior mentality. Like
Well, because you're a nurse. I feel like
I
that's your
want to
job.
help people.
Exactly. This is what you're built for. I can fix this. I
And
can help this.
yes,
I can mend this.
this was
What are
not
we
it.
working with? And all of a sudden you're like, oh no, this goes a little
Yeah.
deeper than my abilities here. What's
And
up,
listen,
Mari?
like we're not at a point, even though we're in our 40s, or no matter how old we are, we're never at a point where we can stop learning. And I think this, as traumatic as and unhealthy and how much it hurt me, those last 3 years, I think it was a huge learning experience for me. And I think that I will be able to take what I went through and what I learned about it and be able to help so many others, because I
Yeah.
know I'm not the only one.
No, and I mean, so that's kind of what you're saying, is that you got off of your health fitness journey because of your emotional state.
I think that I made yeah, it was I succumbed to like the pressures of, oh, let's just eat this and whatever. And then
Yeah.
I was starting to be stronger in the beginning, and then when the emotional abuse kind of kicked in, mentally, the mental and emotional abuse, the physical kind of like took on its own role. It's not like I was being physically abused, but in a way I just felt so I was being like depleted as a person,
Yeah.
and I just didn't feel good about myself. And I was like, what's wrong with me that this person is like this to me? And I think like it just shows that we're human. Like no matter how strong of a person you really are, like we are still human at the core, and we still struggle.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of things came up for me from my childhood. And I think a lot of things came up from past relationships. And I just started to feel like I'm not worthy.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, well, you are worthy, and you're here with us today, and you're back at it. Health Pro Jen
oh, I'm
is back.
so worthy. Girl, listen, these tears now, like I feel emotional because I just like, it's like I can see my old self.
Yeah.
And I just wish I could have hugged her and been like, it's gonna be okay. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna be okay. Cause like who I am at the core is not that.
Right.
And honestly, I'm going to tell you that my spiritual relationship with God definitely, if it wasn't for that, I don't think I would be
You've
sitting
always
here.
been a big proponent of that before, though.
My relationship with God is very strong.
Yeah.
It's been the core and the foundation of my entire
You've
being.
always been very
Mhm.
vocal about your faith
Yeah.
and sharing that with people.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I think that that's really important.
I mean, I'm telling you, if it wasn't for that, I mean, that's how I had the 1% at a time. I had to get my mind, and we talk about this in PFC3, is mind, body, and lifestyle.
So
And I literally had to work on my mind first.
everyone, if you're just joining us, Jen is back. She has revitalized her
Very back.
program. She's been working on a lot of stuff, and
Mhm.
she's kicked this situation out of like we're done with that.
It's been a year.
we're done with that, and now we're ready to work again.
Yes.
Talk about PFC. Talk about your program and what it is, because
I would
I
love
think
to.
women struggle with so many things. I know what my problems are. I'm like, I know what's healthy. I know it's not. I have hormonal issues, obviously, right now, just as we all are at the stage of life. And I eat because I like food a lot.
I like food too.
But I like all food. So it's
Me
not
too.
like I don't have an aversion to anything. I love vegetables. I love fruits. And I know what has sugar in it. I know what I shouldn't eat. I know that the whoopie pie I ate last night that was gluten-free is not really all that good for me either. Just because it said gluten-free, I felt,
Yes,
oh, I'm
yep.
okay. I know it's not.
No,
However, it was delicious.
Oh, yes. So PFC3, first, let's talk about a lot of the things that you said I get into with my coaching, and that's disempowered mindsets. And a lot of times we know what to do. We just don't do it.
Yeah.
And that was where I was. So I was disempowered for a good 3 years. And that was taken from me. But you have the ability to empower yourself by educating yourself. And that's where I come in to educate about PFC3.
So what is PFC3? What does it stand for?
So PFC3 stands for protein, fat, carbs. And the 3 is every 3 hours.
Okay.
Because I teach blood sugar stabilization and hormonal balance. In order to stabilize your blood sugar.
Is that a lot of thinking and a lot of work?
No.
Okay.
It's so simple. It's so simple. When you hear about PFC3, you're gonna be like, oh my God, it's so simple. The hard part is making the decision to implement it into your life and being consistent with it. And this is why we talk about what is your why? Because if your why isn't strong, like if you just want to look good and you just want to lose weight, it's not enough to keep you anchored when life does show up.
That has never been a situation for me. For me, it's mobility. I need to be able to get around and do the thing. I'm so busy.
That's a huge why.
And I have no time to be waiting for my legs
to catch up.
Right.
Like, and it's funny, like if you think about
time for this.
And as we age too, that like I don't think people realize as women, especially for women, our muscle, especially in our legs.
I've very much noticed it this year. My muscle mass has really depleted for I don't even know why, because I lift heavy all the time.
Yes. And I can tell you it's probably because you are in a state of metabolic chaos and your blood sugar is definitely not stabilized.
So what do I do about her?
All right. So about her,
if I pretend it's not me, I can help it.
So because people can see me, I'm gonna illustrate it. But I know if you're listening, just try to picture my hands kind of about 6 inches apart on top of each other, stacked on top of each other.
Okay.
So this is where blood sugar is, in between these two hands.
Yeah.
You want your blood sugar to be between 80 and 120 always.
Okay.
Okay. And the only way to truly stabilize your blood sugar with food is to eat a balance of protein, fats, and carbs every 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
And the cleaner the food, the more stabilized it's going to be. Because you can eat a balanced PFC meal and it be highly processed and you're still going to have unstable blood sugar because of the processed food. So I teach people about red light, green light, yellow light, and red light meals. Green being super clean, lean proteins, healthy fats, like lean protein like chicken, avocado, healthy fat, veggies and fruits as your simple carbs. Those are clean. That's super, super clean. So like a piece of chicken breast with, you can season it with things where we like food to taste good.
I know. I need to get better about that. It's like I very much have a like white lady palate. It's like nothing bland.
I would love to teach you.
My kids are like, really, Mom? It's so bland.
Salt and pepper is not seasoning, okay? But I love teaching people how to.
I don't like spicy. What's up, Dawn? Hey, Nate. Thanks for joining us. Jen, hi.
Hi, everybody. So yeah, I
need
love
to get more creative with that.
I have a really good friend who's also one of my mentors, Tanya Gustafson. I always mess up her name. It's a hard one to say. She's in Canada, but she is like the recipe guru.
Yeah.
And I had to plug her because she has like 400 PFC3 meals recipes that are like, I mean, like brownies, like smoothies, real meals, like dinners. Like she has a recipe box that is like off the chain.
That's nice.
And I'm gonna have a way for people to access that at some point. So
good, because Mari, who is here visiting with us, has Cape Cod Dining at Home and Anywhere Else. And I love going on that Facebook group. There's like 5,000 people on there, but they share great recipes. She'll be like, one of their friends had a heart attack. So right now they're doing heart healthy meals. So, and it's just great ideas for what is in my fridge and how do I make this? What do I have? I have these 4 ingredients. What do I do?
And I love the idea of heart healthy meals, and I would love to take it one step further for people.
Yeah.
Because you can have a heart healthy meal with heart healthy foods, but if it's not stabilizing your blood sugar, you're causing your heart more damage.
Okay.
So we would love to take all of those those plans and just level them up to make sure your blood sugar is stable. Because what happens is when you have a meal, let's say you have, and you always want your proteins to be higher than your carbohydrates.
Yeah, that's what I'm having a hard time with, is getting enough protein in my diet. I think a lot of women struggle with that, and especially since we need more protein as we age.
And women, I think we have a hard time. This is another mindset issue. I think women have it in their minds that if I eat too much protein, I'm going to bulk and I'm going to look big and I'm going to look muscular. We're never. Ladies,
no, I just don't want that much protein. I feel
we're never going to.
I'm drawn to the carb right now, and obviously that's a sugar problem.
So yes, then see, thank you, Stephanie. So that's the other thing. Like I have, there's a list of things that I can tell you. If you have 3 or more of these symptoms, you have I can almost guarantee you. In fact, I can guarantee you, your blood sugar has been unstable and you're in metabolic chaos.
No one's surprised by this. Chaos is my life. Cindy, give me the protein. Give me that steak.
Yes. And I love being able to teach people how to eat the foods that they love. This is not about restriction. This is about showing up for yourself every day, choosing foods that are meant to fuel your body, but also remembering that we're human and we need food that fuels us, but we also need food for the soul.
I'm a systems person. Give me a system and I can make it work for me. That's fine.
And I'm not here to just make meal plans anymore. Yeah. I used to do that. And it's like, I'm going to give you a meal plan. You're not going to freaking do it.
No.
And it's like, exactly. I mean, I'm the same way. If you gave me a meal plan, I might do it for a couple of days, but I'm like, I don't want to eat this. I want to make my own stuff. So what I do is educate. Teach you PFC3 so that you can choose the proteins that you like. You can choose the fats that you like and the carbs that you like and make it work for you. And, everyone's different. Some people are like marathon runners and they might need more dense carbs. And we're going to talk about that in coaching too. But I would love to go through this list, ladies, especially because a lot of these we have all the time. And we're not realizing that this is because of an unstable blood sugar and hormonal imbalance.
Okay.
What's number 1? Cravings.
Yeah.
If your blood sugar is unstable, especially if it's low, you're going to crave carbohydrates because your brain needs glucose for energy to function.
Oh, okay.
And the only other place that it's going to get glucose in the body if you're not fueling it with food is your muscle. So people, this is where we see skinny fat.
Eating my muscle.
Yeah. So if you're thinking that you are, not having that strength in your body, like to move, it's probably because your blood sugars have been so unstable. When it is low, if you skip a meal or you don't eat enough, your blood sugar drops.
I'm bad. I forget to eat. And then at night, then I eat everything. And that's just not great.
And then you spike your blood sugar and now you're storing fat. Yeah. So this is where I teach PFC3 and what it means. And it's not just, there's no way I could teach you everything. 100 days of education in an hour is not going to happen.
Well, 1%, right? 1% better every day.
Well, the 1%. Yes. Well, that's why I love this mindset, this program, is because everyone can show up for themselves 1% at a time. And it's like, if you could do 100 days of 1% in 100 days, where would you be? And then what's cool about the 100 days, it's not like you do the 100 days and it's over. We start again. It's like you're 3 times a year, you're going to give your body like a good reset.
Yeah.
Because we do hit plateaus and we do have set points and there's so much information, but all these words, like you'll hear me talk about in coaching. We do have plateaus, and there is a way to break through those plateaus. Your set point where the weight you tend to stay at is because you have sabotaged your metabolism so much. It hasn't been able to go beyond that point, but we can correct that. And that's why we do 28 days of super clean eating in the beginning. And then we teach you how to make it a lifestyle. Okay. So it's mind, body, and lifestyle.
Okay.
We talk about fitness.
That's manageable. We could do anything for a month. This is the first day of the month, and I'm glad that you're here. Yes. We're talking how we're going to shift into September. Maybe it is just easier with the kids back to school, and we started last week doing some meal prep just because my son and his practice and the chaos of our life. and then adding in all of this other shifts.
I'm gonna be real with you. I hate meal prep.
It
and
stinks.
It sucks. And this is why
but
I
it's
love
good for him.
It's so this is where it's everybody's individual, right? So like I never tell people you have to meal prep on Sundays for 5 hours. Like that's terrible. Nobody wants to do that. We've talked about
and there's
planning.
nothing healthy that's in those containers. I'll tell you that right now. I mean, there is some protein in there, but it's just so that he gets a meal that he can heat up when we're not around.
But yeah, so
very
I
different
talk
meal
about
prepping.
planning. There's a difference between prepping and planning. And before we do 100 days of 1%, there's a week of prep.
Okay.
Where we talk about things and how to prepare you for the first week.
Yeah.
Meal planning. So like it's more what works for your busy life or what goes on in your life that you plan for. And what I love about PFC3 is everyone can do it. And this is what I wanted to make sure this is a big point I really want to make sure I drive home. If you're ever confronted with a program or a diet or a plan, you have to be able to answer 3 questions.
Okay.
And they all have to be yes in order for it to be a healthy physiology-based program.
I have to ask myself questions before I put anything into my mouth?
No.
Okay.
So if this, I'm going to tell you guys right now, that PFC3 is the only program you can answer yes to all 3 of these questions.
Okay.
The first question is it physiology-based? Is it based on science? How the body was designed? How our systems, our digestive, our hormonal, all our endocrine system, is it based off of how that is supposed to be functioning?
Okay.
Yes. PFC3, yes. Would you let your kids do it? Yes. This is not a plan just for adults. My 7-year-old, as pain in the butt as he is, trying to get him to eat. He's so picky, but I'm still teaching him because at least the foundation will be there, right?
Yeah.
Micah, my 14-year-old, he eats PFC3. My oldest, Caden, he's 21 now, but even though he's doing his own thing, he could still educate you on PFC3 because I raised him on it.
Yeah.
They know how important blood sugar, especially for young athletes and older athletes. I mean, everyone should be eating like this. Your grandmother should be eating like this. So yes, your family can do it. Yes, your kids can eat it. You just adjust it a little bit for kids.
Okay.
And the last question is, can you do it forever? Can you do it for life? Yes. This is a lifestyle. We're teaching this is how your body was designed to eat all the way back to when you were born. A baby eats every 3 hours a balance of protein, fats, and carbohydrates because that's what's found in breast milk and formula.
Okay.
The baby eats when he's hungry, stops when he's satisfied, and he's ready to eat again when he's hungry again. And that's a healthy metabolism.
Okay.
So we're designed to eat this way.
Mari is asking, what do you think about flavored shakes for morning replacements?
Oh, great question. So I love this question. I'm so excited. So I am not someone who likes to eat a meal, like an actual meal
in the morning.
thing in the morning.
Yep, I'm exactly the same.
I love shakes. Everyone will tell you I'm a huge supporter of supplements. And when I talk about later about 6 spinning plates, supplements is one of them. And what they're meant to do is actually what the word means, supplement.
Yeah.
They're not a foundation for anything. So if anybody is pushing a supplement as like the end all, and this is what you need to lose weight and be healthy, run, because this should never, ever be a supplement that is your foundation.
Okay.
Food is your foundation.
Yep.
And then we build from that. But shakes, yes, Mari. So I love it. I would just make sure that your shake is if you're going to have the shake, make sure you read the labels, because a lot of shakes have unhealthy ingredients and can actually cause damage to your endocrine system and your blood sugar. So and your overall health, really, because there's a lot of ingredients, chemicals that they put into a lot of these flavored shakes. So I do have shakes that I personally like, that I've researched the ingredients. So I would just make sure that it's clean ingredients. You want to look for a label that has like 5 or less ingredients.
Okay.
Because then when you have that list that's like,
I know, with all the stuff that you're like, what even is that? Does that exist in real life?
Huge red flag. I would run from that. Then I would make sure that your macros are balanced. If it's a meal replacement shake, look at the protein content.
Yeah.
Don't focus on calories.
Do you have any specific brands?
Yeah, I like Fit 20, and we have Origin. That's a company that I partnered with.
Yeah.
I know that they're clean because my mentor, Mark McDonald, designed them.
Okay.
So I know for a fact that they are healthy and clean. They are also balanced, but they're also flexible. So what I love is that if I had like the vanilla shake, but I wanted to fruity it up a little bit or add something, it's balanced that it can be drank by itself, or it has enough balance that you can play with it a little and add a little fat and carb to it.
Yeah,
to
because
make it
eating
taste
every
good.
3 hours seems very tedious. Dawn says she uses Tempo for meals. I don't know what that is.
I'm not sure what tempo is. I would
I'll write it down and
in
check
any
it out.
food, what I would just make sure that your so this is what I would say. I would make sure that your PFC is balanced. And how you know it's balanced, it's for women and men, it's going to look a little different. So men need a little bit larger portions than women do.
Mhm.
So women,
Whatever.
yeah, men. But that's
Whatever.
that's just because you think about they're bigger, they burn more
Yeah.
than we do.
Yep.
Okay, their bodies are more muscly than ours. They have more muscle mass naturally than we do. So the more muscle you have, the more fat you burn.
Okay.
So they do need a stronger source of food to sustain them and to
Yep.
keep their blood sugar stable. But I would just make sure that your protein is around 30 to 40% of your meal.
Seems like a lot.
It's really like the palm of your hand.
It's a lot.
It's not like if you had like it's like so, and like everyone's different. Like I don't like to get people focused on numbers because I feel like we can get obsessive about it, and that's what
Yeah.
we focus on. Just like throw your scale away, stop worrying about that number, focus on how you feel and like your why. Like, are you getting 1% at a time closer to your goal?
I check in monthly because I'm like, okay, I'll look now.
Yeah, I look every once in a while because it's a guide, right? It's not
Yeah, right.
but the
A
scale
barometer.
yeah, it's just
You don't like that.
it's
Throw it
just
away.
to see what's going on, but people don't realize that the scale is also measuring your organs, your
Yeah.
inflammation, and we fluctuate inflammation constantly depending on what we eat, if we work out, if we're stressed. Stress increases cortisol, which so it's so varied. Like the
Yeah.
scale, do not determine your success by the scale. Please if you have to, throw it away, because don't get obsessed with the scale.
Yeah.
Focus on how your clothes fit, how you feel. Do you sleep better? Is your energy better? But I want to make sure I get back to the question about Mari, because I want to make sure people know that the
Meal
protein,
replacement shakes and meal
Yes.
replacements in general.
Yes. So meal replacement shakes, you want them to have a balance of protein, fats, and carbs. And if it's a protein shake, make sure it's a clean protein that your digestive system can handle. A lot of people can't handle like whey, isolate. It's very hard to digest whey.
Yeah.
So just make sure it's clean and then add your fat and carbs to it to make sure it's balanced. You want your protein to be around 30 to 40% of
Yeah,
the
Jen
actual
says
meal.
she's got a Nuri shake, 1 gram of sugar and 30 grams of protein. That sounds good. Okay.
So yeah, so we focus and like with Jen's comment about the protein per day, we don't focus on per day because your body's a fuel as it goes a machine.
Yep.
So every 3 hours, this is why we
Yeah, like
need
if
to
I'm
fuel.
more physically active, I should
Yes.
be feeding
Well,
it more, right?
Right. And and even if you're not physically active, you're still using energy. Your heart's still beating, your lungs are still breathing, your mind's still working, you're still moving. So
Mhm.
your body fuels as it goes. No matter if you're an athlete or you're sitting in an office doing work, your body still fuels as it goes because it's constantly working.
Okay.
So I would make sure that you focus. And also, we're not always awake at the same amount of hours of the day.
Mhm.
Like this morning, I got up earlier. I might have an extra meal today.
See, that seems stressful. I feel like it's always like this balancing act, this science experiment that I'm working with.
It's really simple because eventually, once you get your metabolism going, your body knows when it wants to eat.
Yep.
So if
And you
you're
just
hungry,
follow those cues.
yeah, and
Okay.
and if you start paying attention, you'll realize, oh my God, it's been 3 hours. I am hungry, and we just play with it, and that's where the 1% at a time. If you're still hungry after you started to have a meal, and you're hungry a half hour later, this is where the coaching comes in. I
Yep.
can say, well, let's talk about it. What did your meal look like? Oh, I can probably tell you didn't balance enough. You didn't have enough carbs.
Yep.
You didn't have enough fat. So let's change it. Have a half a meal if you're hungry. If your appetite is working, that's a good thing. That means your metabolism is working.
Yeah.
So people who want to, stop their hunger pangs, you need to eat. Your body's telling you what it needs. So appetite and hunger is a good thing. It's a sign that your metabolism is working. It's a sign that you're probably getting closer to stabilizing your blood sugar. So don't shut that off. But I would make sure that you have protein that's 30 to 40% of your meal. You want your fat to be about 20 to 30%, and whatever's left over should be your carbs.
Okay.
So you're looking at a plate, and it probably is gonna I'm just gonna throw a very simple example because everyone for the most part, unless they're vegan or vegetarian, likes chicken. You have a piece of chicken breast or whatever your chicken is, seasoned the way you like it. Just watch what you're putting on that because added fat and stuff. So if you have like a sauce, there might be some sugar in there. So
Mhm.
if we're gonna go clean, we want it to be clean with like olive oil or something, and then like the seasonings, a little bit of salt, pepper. What seasonings are free foods.
Yep.
Just watch the sodium content.
Okay.
So season it up. Seasoning is good. We want it to taste good. But piece of chicken, let's say if you wanted to do a simple green light meal, which means super clean, you could have like a piece of an avocado, like a third of an avocado, and then you could have like a fruit or veggies, however, whatever one you prefer, like a small apple.
Yep.
That's a PFC3 meal. It's very simple.
Okay.
It's very simple, and it's great, especially if you're on the go, because you can hard boil some egg, or you can grab. I mean, I'm
those 3 things are good. You're in the green zone, so
yes,
you know
and
that.
you know what's cool about your blood sugar? You're gonna know if your blood sugar is stable, because you're
Okay.
gonna start to feel different. You're gonna start to feel, oh, I'm satisfied when I eat. I'm not hungry when I'm not supposed to. Like, you're gonna feel energy is gonna increase. You're gonna feel like you want to do more. Your hormones are gonna be balanced, so your brain's gonna function better. You're gonna start sleeping better. All of a sudden, you're just gonna feel like, oh, I have more energy today. Yeah, it's because you stabilized your blood sugar.
We're talking to Health Pro Jen, and we're talking about her program that she has been touting for many, many years. This is not a new thing.
Over a decade.
Yeah, you've always spoken about the PFC 3 and followed it because it's not only for your body, but also clarity.
Yeah.
And I think that is great that you're talking about that mindset there, because I know brain fog is real.
Yeah, and who wants to count calories and like,
I don't have time for all of that. Good morning, Thomas, Holly, Gloria, Leah. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. I figured it would be great to have a conversation with you. It's the beginning of the month. Kids are going back to school. We're shifting, and then moms are realizing, and dads are realizing, and caregivers are realizing, oh, it's just me, and I got to take care of this body.
Yeah. And you know what? We don't think about it, but what we're doing right now.
Summer gets crazy. It's chaos.
Yes, it is chaos. And that's why you planned, you got to plan.
Yeah.
Because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And that's why I don't talk about meal prepping. I just say, make sure you plan. I know that I have things going on. I know I'm going to need to, like, if this is a busier week, I might need to prep a little bit more this week, like you did for Cody. Like, just knowing what your plan is, you have to make it yours. And I think that's the most important thing, is just knowing where you are. And this is why when I coach people, I meet them where they are. And then I just help them take it that next step further. Okay, let's refine it. Let's, cater it to what your life is like.
Okay.
And eventually we all get to the same destination. The goal is to just look better, feel better, and be healthy.
Yeah.
Because what we're doing now, especially us women in our 30s and 40s, is the blueprint for what's going to happen when we're in our 60s and 70s.
Yeah, I don't love this blueprint I'm writing right now.
We gotta fix it. We gotta work on it 1% at a time.
I'm like, girl, if you keep going like this, you are dead real soon.
And it's if you look at the statistics too, of like how alarming, like 78% of our country, of the population, is either insulin resistant, pre-diabetic, or diabetic.
Yeah.
78%. And it's all because they've been doing this to their bodies for so long.
I just read a survey. We were talking about longevity and how long people are living. And it said, basically, if you were born after 1939, do not expect to live to be 100 years old.
There are 40 other countries in this world that have a higher life expectancy than us.
That's crazy to me, given what we have.
And I know where it started from. Like, with all this research that I've done and all this education that I've done, our we did it to ourselves. Like,
Thomas, liquid lunch. Happy Labor Day. Also, as asking, what do you think about the Factor meals?
I'm not really familiar with the
I have used Factor. I think we used it for a couple of months. I found it really great. I did lose.
Is that like a pre-made meal?
It's a pre-made meal, but it's a PFC pre-made meal.
So that's what I'm saying. Like,
and the only reason why I crushed on it was because it was already made for me.
So that's the thing. That's if it's listen, guys, if it's PFC3 balanced and it's clean ingredients, then it's good. Okay. I want you guys to remember, like, everyone has their thing. Like, if I could afford to pay someone to make all my meals, I would.
Yeah.
I hate making food all the time, especially this last summer. How much food I made for these ungrateful kids.
Oh, you have no. We all get there. Cindy is asking, what are your thoughts on GLP-1s? These are the drugs that everyone is using right now. I mean, everybody is on them. Everyone.
Okay, so speaking as a nurse, and soon to be a nurse practitioner, I don't believe in medication to promote health. Okay.
Okay.
This is why I'm so passionate about what I'm doing. I am going to be opening my own practice because I want to lead with food. If a person comes to me and they're pre-diabetic, their A1C is high, they have heart issues, they have cholesterol issues. The
So
first
your
thing,
knee jerk reaction is not to put them on a
correct.
GLP-1. Okay.
The only thing that I would say is if someone came to me with heart problems, let's say they had a super high blood pressure, I might put them on an ACE inhibitor for temporarily while I work with them on their nutrition to make sure that they don't have a heart attack.
Yeah.
And then gradually be able to take them off that medication.
Yeah.
The goal is to not be on medication. And like I said I don't know if you guys missed it, but before I said, if anyone leads a healthy lifestyle promoting a supplement or a medication, you need to run, because that is not the foundation. Medication should be used as a life-saving intervention.
Crutch.
So I do not believe in any of that stuff. I would want to work on their mindset. I would want to work on teaching them blood sugar stabilization, and you'd be surprised how quickly your body responds to that. Within a few days, you will notice.
Okay.
So I'm not a fan of the GLP-1s. I'm not a fan of Ozempic, Wegovy, Zepbound, and it's really hard. This is why I want to open my own practice, because as a nurse, it is really, really frustrating for me to see how many people are doing this. And here's the thing with the Zepbounds and the things like that concern me. We have no evidence of what the long-term effects are going to be of this drug. We are seeing some side effects already. I'm telling you guys, you do not want gastroparesis. You do not want a paralyzed stomach. It is not a good time.
Sounds terrible.
And you look at some of the people that have been on Ozempic, and they may weigh less, but they don't look great. You notice like a lot of sagging of skin, and you'll see a lot of like the sunken in. That is muscle loss. Okay, so we don't want that. We don't want your body to be depleted. We want you to fuel your body the way it was designed to be fed as it goes through life, because that's going to set you up for a future of health.
Yeah.
And for generations to come. You can teach your children this and their children. And then maybe we can finally start changing what this country is headed, which is not pretty where it's headed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would never promote a weight loss product, a shot, or anything like that.
There you go. Question answered. But I look fucking fabulous.
And
yes, you do, Cindy. Yes, you do.
And listen, I will say, listen, and this is where the goals come into play. I'm going to tell you guys something. I was one of those girls, and way back before I had kids, I was working out all the time, cutting calories, restricting things. I wasn't eating carbs. I looked amazing.
Yeah.
I felt horrible. And I was so down on myself if I didn't do anything right. And then when I got pregnant and I gained weight, I had no idea. I couldn't work out like that anymore.
Yeah.
So my body wasn't set up to win. And this is why I love PFC3 and stabilizing blood sugar as the foundation, because when you learn how to eat, no matter what happens, if you injure yourself or if you have a surgery, if you still stabilize your blood sugar, you're not going to gain. You're going to maintain.
Okay.
And that's what's important too. So you don't, good habits, habits.
Cindy says that she believed in it and she was successful. She had severe sleep apnea. Now she can live without her machine. I wasn't depleted. I ate the same food that I eat now. It just taught her about portion control.
Right. And
she works out like an animal regardless.
Listen, and with someone like Cindy, like this is why I say we meet them where they are.
Yeah.
So like if this is something that she's been doing and it's helped her physically,
change her lifestyle.
Yes, that's
completely.
awesome.
Like that's what that's supposed to do, right?
Yes. So then
not everyone is using it.
I would still work with her. I would just say, okay, let's get you where you don't depend on that.
Yeah.
Let's teach you the foundation so that you don't need that anymore.
Yeah.
And let's get you healthy, because you can look good, but what's happening inside you can't see.
Yeah.
So this is where coaching comes into play, because let's think of like the most famous and the best athlete you can think of. Like my friend Carrie Lapoli will tell you that her daughter thinks LeBron James is the greatest of all time. Okay. But guess what? LeBron still has a coach.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Because the coach can see things from a different perspective that the player can't see. He may be great at playing the game.
Yeah.
And the coach probably can't play as well as him because that's his thing. but the coach can see things like I can see things
Yeah.
that you can't see. And I might be able to shift your perspective and help you
I'm
in that
such a
way.
Capricorn. I'm like, I don't need anybody. I don't need a coach. I don't need nothing. I know I need it.
We all listen. I will tell you. Listen, I'm going to tell you. I'm proof. I had to coach myself. I'm a coach, and I had to coach myself.
Yeah.
And it was extremely hard. I had some support, but I also wasn't reaching out like I could have. I have amazing mentors, like the guy who created this program, Mark McDonald. He's one of my best friends. I've known him since 2010, I think. But he's the one that, has the certification for nutrition. And I've reached out to him a couple of times, and he was there for me. But like, I also was like, that like I don't need anybody,
right? But
I'm gonna do it myself.
It wasn't until I did the E for All program where I was like, I got mentors and I got to be able to talk to people and bounce ideas off of them, and then like grow my program and grow other things around. And I was like, oh wait, this does work fine.
And then I got over myself and I started reaching out to Tanya more. And she was like, you're gonna be fine, like we're gonna get it when and she would just pray for me, and she would encourage me, and like sometimes that's all you need, is that person to just be there.
And Jen can be this person for you. So if you're watching this right now and you're like, you think you've got it, or maybe you've got ideas and you're not really sure if you're doing the right thing, Health Pro Jen is back. And she's here talking to us today about her program, her PFC3, 100 days, 1%.
1% improvement.
1% improvement. Blood sugar, hormones. Let's talk about them, because I think this is what happens as we age and things get a little crazy. And I feel like I'm thick in the throes of this hormonal change, right?
Yes, I can agree. And I will tell you, I started noticing the perimenopause symptoms when I wasn't eating PFC3, and it was horrible.
Okay, so it was way worse for you when you were not following program.
Right. I was
and fueling your body properly.
The brain fog, especially.
Yeah.
I haven't had all the symptoms, but I have had the brain fog. I've had the trouble sleeping. I've also had the hot flashes. Like I get them still. I get
bad.
So hot when I get passionate, though. It's like just me. I'm just a hot-blooded woman. I've always been a hot person. Like even when I was a kid, my mom said I used to sweat in my sleep.
For me, I just can't figure out what temperature I want to be. It's always a problem.
Yeah, but
I'm hot, I'm cold. I'm hot, I'm cold.
Yeah,
I'm hot, I'm cold.
I know.
It's not great.
But it's also Cape Cod, and we're heading into like fall. So it's like you don't know what's going on.
If you were out all weekend long, it was definitely Mother Nature decided it is fall time now for whatever reason. Although I was in the sun yesterday at the farmer's market sweating my just absolutely sweating, dying. And then all of a sudden I'm at the canal and I'm like, I'm cold.
It's cold. Well, that's because you're sweating, and then the breeze hits you and cools your body down. You're like, whoa, okay. But yeah, I will tell you, I was struggling with a lot of that. And then as I started to continue to work on my food intake and like balancing my blood sugar and stabilizing, that in turn will stabilize your hormones. It's all connected. And so now my clarity is better. I focus better. I still have ADHD, so I'm a little all over the place.
We all do. I blame everything on screens now. I'm like, we all have ADD. We have screens, and we have an attention span of a gnat.
Fruit fly.
Pretty much.
Yeah, squirrel. But we get proof in our conversation. It's like we're
so
all over
true,
the place.
though. But no, I mean, we're focusing and we're talking about our hormones. We're talking about that shift. And, eating this way, you feel alleviates some of those things.
Oh, it definitely alleviates them. Because listen, if you're, some of the things are unavoidable, right? It's just nature's way.
Yeah.
Like we can't control menopause. That's going to happen.
Yep.
Perimenopause is going to happen, but you can make your symptoms better. And by stabilizing your blood sugar, that in turn stabilizes and corrects your hormone balance. So the more stable your hormones are and the more balanced they are, the better your symptoms will be. So now I've been sleeping. Unless one of my kids wakes me up, which drives me crazy. I get so mad because I'm like, I was so good. It was such good sleep. You woke me up. But I sleep straight through the night.
I sleep great, but it's also magnesium, I feel like.
Well, magnesium is a great supplement.
Girl, it is my favorite. I was like, literally, I was talking to a friend and we were at, I forget what restaurant we were at. And I was like, you want to hear my drug of choice? The restaurant got silent. I was like, it's magnesium. Relax, people.
Yeah. Magnesium is actually a really great supplement for a lot of things, not just sleep. It's actually really good for muscle recovery too. You just gotta make sure you don't take too much.
I take one.
It will run through you literally. So you got to be careful with magnesium. That's why we have milk and But
I take one before I go to bed, and I feel like I'm asleep in 15 minutes.
Yes.
It really it helps me.
And I'll tell you, one of the main ingredients in and this is why I'm not a big fan of melatonin. because your body naturally
I
produces
felt
it.
groggy when I used
Yes,
melatonin, so I'd
because
stopped.
it's overproduction.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's not natural. So natural melatonin occurs when you prepare your body for sleep, darken room, blue light TVs on, things like that, phones. That's going to inhibit the production of melatonin naturally. So that's why a dark room, preparing yourself for sleep. This is why with the 6 spinning plates, we talk about sleep as one of them. So I would like to talk about the 6 spinning plates, but before, really, I just want to tell Cindy, like, I love that she's taking control of her health.
Yeah.
And we don't always have to agree on everything. And like I said, sometimes I'm going to tell people things they don't want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad she changed her life, because that's a stepping
Yeah,
stone,
but
right?
she even said not everybody does it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? She's like, I've been off the shots for months,
I'm
and
so
she's
happy.
living her life as a
But I
regular
would love
human.
I would actually love to work with her, because I would love for her to see how much more she can, like, what she could do, like what she could feel, and how much muscle, and like just so she could feel the difference. And if she's doing portion control, that's good. I would love to see what she's doing. So if I need to tweak it a little
Sleepy
bit.
gummies.
Sleepy gummies. We know what those are. But
I'm not anti-cannabis.
no,
I think
I'm not.
it's great.
I'm actually, me, I was CBD nurse. I'm a big fan of cannabis when used correctly.
Yep. I agree.
Again, I love supplements. I just don't lead with it.
Okay. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Eleanor? Thanks for joining us on the show, and thanks for stopping by yesterday. Eleanor is just an amazing human being, and she's one of those people that I was in the weeds. I had to run around to do something. She's just standing there at the cash register like she owns the place. Yep, it's $5. Here's this. And I was like, Eleanor, thank you. You're wonderful.
So let me talk real quick about the 6 spinning plates. And Cindy, I would love for Cindy to reach out to me. So if you see my link, message me on Facebook. She's showing off. She says she power lifts.
Oh, she does
deadlift.
too.
I
She's
love
a beast.
that. That's dope. I can do, not me. I can't power lift because of my back, but that's also something that's gotten better with this. But anyway, Cindy, send me a message. I'd love to chat with you. I want to talk about the 6 spinning plates before we forget, and then we run out of time.
What are these 6 spinning plates?
So the 6 spinning plates are the things that we need to balance in our life in order to have optimal health.
Okay. Lay it on me.
So one of them is obviously our foundation, nutrition, PFC3. So nutrition is one, hydration.
So bad about it.
Yeah. And this is another thing where we talk about the 1% at a time. I'm not expecting someone who doesn't drink water at all to start downing a gallon of water every day.
Get your big dumb cup and get it on. Make it happen.
But it's about sipping.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a guzzler. It's not great.
But it's about
go
sipping
ahead, make your jokes.
But I'm also a big fan of electrolytes.
Okay.
Because water can only do so much, and your cells will attract more water, and you'll hydrate better if you have the electrolytes in there. Like sodium is important.
Mm-hmm.
I love Celtic sea salt for that. But we also still need potassium, magnesium, those other things. So I love a good electrolyte. You just have to watch those, because a lot of them, just that little packet could have a whole gram of sugar.
Okay.
Or that a gram of sugar, those little packets of sugar.
Yeah.
That's a gram. So if you're getting an electrolyte that's this big,
that's a lot of sugar.
That's a lot of sugar. And, you need like 2 of them a day. So that's a lot of sugar, and your body can't process that kind of sugar. So be careful and be mindful, and make sure that it has all the other electrolytes in there. But so food, nutrition is the 1 plate, PFC3, hydration, exercise.
Mm-hmm.
And I am fitness coach certified too. So I can tell you what you're working out, like with her deadlifting and things like that. That's great for strength. Like she's strong as hell. Like
she is.
I ain't messing with her.
No.
But let's work on other things too, because your body needs other things too. Because eventually, we got to work on how to make it really beneficial to your body. Because longevity, right?
Well, because most women just go for cardio.
Cardio.
It's for whatever reason, every woman's like, oh, we'll get on the elliptical. We'll just get on a bike.
And let me tell you, ladies, that is probably the worst thing you could really be doing for your overall health long term.
Yeah.
You want some cardio, but if you're only doing cardio, you're not building muscle. You're burning some fat, but you're not building any muscle. And this is why you'll see a lot of people that do a lot of cardio are thin.
Yeah, they're skinny fat.
Yes, skinny fat. Thank you. I was going to say it, but
they are. You've seen them all in the spin classes. They go to spin class. They're there every single spin class. You know what they look like. Their body never changes.
But they're causing metabolic damage because they're overdoing it.
Yeah.
If you should only really be doing cardio like twice a week.
Okay.
And the best exercise for women, especially, and for really anybody, but especially for women, is high intensity interval training and strength training, lifting weights, like, deadlifting is great. But some high intensity, 1 minute off, 1 minute on, where your heart rate is going up and then it's coming back down. Like, you could barely start again, but you're doing it anyway. And you do that for,
Ugh.
yeah. Yeah.
It sucks.
But
I know
when
it, but
you
it feels
start,
good afterwards.
once you
I
start
know.
doing it, your body just wants it. And that's where, like, I've set the intention of, I work out 4 to 5 days a week.
Yep. Good for
And
you.
it is how I incorporate my exercises. I warm up, I stretch, I lift, I do whatever I'm doing for that workout. I do some interval training, and then I'm doing fat burning cardio for like 15 to 20 minutes. Because the cool thing is, once you're doing your workout, it takes like 20 minutes for your body to start getting to fat burning mode.
Yeah.
So, like, when you do your cardio at the end, you're just extenuating that at the end.
I feel like my entire life is a workout all the time, loading my car, unloading my car.
Yeah, you think so until
doing the stairs.
until you go to the gym, and then you're like, why am I having such a hard time?
If you have been to my office
Well,
at the Mashpee Chamber of Commerce, you will know that those stairs are deadly. I hate them.
But see, like, that's so
But
good.
now I get up to the top of them and I don't wheeze anymore.
See, that you 1% of the time you're doing it. All right, so we got food these are the 6 spinning plates. We got food, nutrition. So like, we want PFC3. We've got hydration, making sure to add in a little bit of electrolytes. Exercise, sleep.
Okay, next spinning plate, sleep.
Sleep is one of the most important things. I think it's underrated. And that's why we were just talking about melatonin, and like, your body will naturally produce it. Shut the TV off.
People yell at me all the day. They're like, when do you sleep? I do sleep. I sleep a full 6 hours a day.
And everyone's different. Like, I can't
and
function.
It's a total enough for me. But if I don't get those 6 hours, someone's going to die.
That's how, so I need, like, but see, everyone's different. I need to, for me to function and feel the energy that I need for the day, I need at least 7 to 8 hours. But everyone's different. Some people can go off the 6 hours and be great. Not me. That's when someone's going to probably be hearing from me later.
But it doesn't matter how or when I get into bed, if it's 7 p.m. or if it's 11 p.m., I will do 6 hours and I'm up. Like, my body is done. I'm ready. Let's go.
So the cool thing about sleep too is what I'm working on. So now I've done my food. I've done my food. I've done my exercise, my hydration. Now I'm working on my sleep.
Okay.
Because I also have the other plates kind of I'm working on. But
if you're doing all these things, you should be able to be sleeping properly.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And the goal that you want is, it's not so much what time you go to bed, but you need to know what time you need to go to bed in order to, you should be waking up at the same time every day.
Okay.
So if you do go to bed a little late one night, you can catch up on your sleep. Just go to bed a little earlier, but try to make sure you're getting up at the same time.
Yeah, I'm pretty regular with that stuff.
You have to be.
Yeah.
You don't have it, because you have.
I'm so busy. Yeah, I have no time for that. And you've been doing it
for so long, your body's used to it. So I would just, that's what I would say. Figure out what that time frame is that you need to feel energy and to feel rested.
Yeah,
and that's your goal. For me, it's 8 hours. I'm trying to get at least 8 hours.
I know a lot of people have really big issues with this: restless leg, urination, middle of the night, whatever. I mean, as we age, these things become a problem. And I know for a fact, we've got friends that are watching right now that are up at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, can't go back to sleep. And now that the whole cycle is, it's a terrible cycle to be in.
And like Jackie said, my mind won't shut down. Jackie, I'm with you. I'm an overthinker. That has actually improved. And that's something I didn't even realize until, I would say, maybe like a week or so ago. I started to like feel actually tired. I mean, I'm also taking really good supplements too. I take an omega at night. It's called Sunset. I take that at night. I take 3 of those. It's and it just helps me sleep better. So some of the things that we are lacking, this is why supplements are great. And that's why supplements are one of the 6 spinning plates.
Okay. So that's the last one, is supplements.
So we've got food, hydration, exercise, sleep, supplements, stress.
Okay.
And stress is something, we sometimes can control and sometimes we can't control. And that's another level of the coaching that we get into, is like, what is in your control? You can't control what people do. You can't control what people say or think. You can't control what happens to you. You can't control if you get into a fender bender. You can't control the traffic. But what can you control? I can control what I put in my mouth. I can control what time I go to bed. I can control my own thoughts. I can't control my feelings, how I feel, but I can control how I respond to them and what I think about myself. And that's, I think out of all the 6 spinning plates, I would say that stress has probably been the hardest for me.
I think for everyone, I think it's really hard to manage. I have a very, very deep
Demanding.
threshold for stress. So I let it really mount before I even realize it's happening to me.
Me too.
And that is something that I have identified. I know it's an issue because then I'm like, oh my God, why do I feel like this? And my husband's like, are you joking right now? Look at all of that. Like, what have you ignored?
I know.
was like, oh yeah.
And I think that with you saying that, I think that's how I ended up falling into what I fell into, is
Yeah.
because I have such a high threshold for stress.
Yeah.
So my goal now is to start, but not all stress is bad.
Right.
You know, like some stresses keep us safe,
Mhm.
like that fight or flight, you
Yep.
know. Some stress is good. Like you worry about something because you know it's dangerous. So you're
Yeah.
going to take action to correct it. So it's the chronic stress that we really need to work on. Acute stress is fine. We have that every day, as long as it's not chronic. The chronic stress is what raises our cortisol levels, increases our, you know, our hormone imbalance, which this is another reason why we so badly need to learn how to stabilize.
Go to
blood sugar.
therapy. To remind people, go to therapy.
What is?
Or come see me. Weed gummies for stress. LOL. Fuzzy sleep.
I love it. Listen, like I said, I'm not against cannabis. I just want people to have the right foundation, and everyone's entitled to do their own thing. I'll still work with you.
I could talk to you for an hour, but here we are. We're at time. What do you want to leave people with before we go, and how do people get a hold of you?
I just want to teach people how to have complete food freedom. And when I say freedom, that doesn't mean eat whatever you want, whenever you want. It means that, like, when you have financial freedom, right? You have the ability.
Yeah.
So I want people to have the freedom that they have the power. And I want people to be able to have victory, you know, and be inspired and be empowered. And that's the goal for me. And I just want you guys to know that it's a 1% progress mindset. I know it's not all or nothing. I would love to work with you and teach you more, because like we said, we could go on forever. But you can get a hold. I'm mentally challenged, so
I don't know when I'm stressed.
You'll know when you'll know. I love her. She needs to call me.
She's very fun.
So yeah, they can get in touch with me, healthprogen@gmail.com. Email me. I'm on Facebook. I'm on a lot of social media platforms.
Yeah, and I tagged her in this on my personal Facebook. So if you found her there, you'll be able to get a hold of her. Good morning, Miss Erin. I'm looking forward to seeing you. Yeah, here we are, Labor Day weekend, whatever it is you're doing this month. Make a small shift, a 1% shift every single day to a better you.
Website's coming.
I'm looking forward to it. I saw the new logo. I really like it.
Thank you.
You've really put a lot of work into this, and I'm so glad you're back. And don't be a stranger. Pop in.
Oh no, we're gonna check in, because I'm probably gonna be losing. Talk about stress. I'm starting my DNP program tomorrow. I'm probably gonna come and tell you all about it.
I know. Well, I'll set you up, and maybe you can do a little show on Lemonadio that you can do from home and just kind of put, brand it yourself and have it your own.
Well, I wanted to do a podcast.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I would love to get back into that. And that way I can, I want to be able to answer people's questions.
Yeah.
But I really do want to coach people, and I'd love to do some groups.
Yeah.
So if you have friends, my cost is a lot less when we do groups, and I can reach a lot more people at a time. So,
well, and also I feel like that we do better, especially women, support system. And if we're all doing the same thing,
it's gonna be a vibe, guys.
You get it. Yeah.
It's gonna be a vibe. We're gonna have a whole good time. We're gonna make. This is the thing. Food has to be fun. Your life has to be fun.
Yep.
This isn't, we're not making this hard. We're just trying to make it simplified and give you that 1% mindset change every single day to show up for yourself. Ladies, we deserve it. Men, we deserve it. You deserve it. I'm not a man. But
whoever you are,
you deserve to show up for yourself. Stop putting everyone else ahead of you. That's what I did for too long. It is my time. It's your time. 1% at a time. Let's go. 100 days and 1%.
Thanks for hanging out with us this morning on Lemonadio. It's always a good time. If you're looking for activities, we've got trivia, we've got music bingo, we've got DJs, we've got karaoke, and the schedule is at lemonadio.com. So hop on board and check it out. If you're looking to host, and maybe now that the kids are back in school, you're like, I could pick up a little supplemental income, come reach out to me. We've got some new upcoming fall gigs that need hosts. So please reach out to us. We are putting people back to work in the fashion in which they can get there. And we just appreciate you. Hank will be up coming in with lunch break here for Labor Day. And don't work so hard today. And what I heard is I need some lobster. I've not had one this
You can eat
season.
that on plan.
It's protein.
We can eat
That's
that.
something I can get down with.
Yeah, I teach you how to eat the foods you love and still be stable. That's the key. That's the key.
Have a great day, everybody.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye. That was so fun. I'm